I'd probably take most of their heads off in a one-on-one fight and I'll rap better bars than them. I'm laying on my back, double barrel shotgun in my face, bang, turn the car wheel, smash through a lamppost. I was gonna fight the fella, he's launched a bottle, bang. The acting stuff, that was an early stage of my life. Countless attempts on my life. 15 Osman orders. The first one I got, I must have been 14. Grabbed me by the hair, put me on the doorstep, fight. And then George Lucas flew on a helicopter to me up in a hotel in Mayfair. You're the kid that I picked for Star Wars. Went to use the toilet and there weren't a lock on it. My sister was sat there jacking up. 10 police cars come down, surrounded us, and we just all sat there and laughed. What can you do? Give me a tenner, I won't go to court. I'm like, I'm on a fucking blackmail charge for you and you're fucking blackmailing me. Come out myself, my dad was walking down the landing with a blanket and pillow.
You didn't think of calling yourself MC Haribo?
I came out of jail, my brother had a fight, I ended up getting recalled for that. Just on a mention of my name. That part of my life, I probably was around better people, and bruv, they're all dead. Literally one funeral and then the next.
They don't get you on the DNA, they get you on the phone. If they get you on the phone, they get you on your number plate.
Crime is dead, mate.
Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast, and this episode is proudly brought to you by Betoto. Welcome back to the Criminal Connection podcast. My name's Terry Stone, aka the Podfather. Today we're joined from somebody who is from my manor. We've known each other for quite a few years. He started off as a childhood star. He could have been a Hollywood star, but he ended up going down the wrong road, becoming a notorious criminal that was robbing drug dealers, but we'll go into that later. And he ended up then becoming a music artist. He has got a fucking unbelievable story. So please put your hands together for Stax in the building. Way!
Good to see you, Terry, mate.
So I do the clapping and the audience participation. But no, it's good to see you, bro. Thank you for coming on.
Too. You're welcome.
And this is world exclusive.
It is.
You've never done a podcast?
Never done a podcast.
Wow. So what made you think it?
I was out with your son the other night and
Brilliant.
We just got talking.
Wicked.
Like you said, you're from my manor. I know a lot of the people that you know, people that I've seen come on here. Do you know what? Everyone's always said to me, you got a mad story.
Yeah.
Just go and tell it.
Yeah.
And if there's anyone I'm going to give it to you, brother, it's you.
I love that. Thank you, brother.
No worries.
So let's start off with obviously where you were born, you know, what it was like growing up and a little bit about your family.
Okay, so I was born in Frimley Park Hospital, Farnham. Lived on Hawley Estate. Life was good as a kid, a bit mad. My family definitely weren't normal. Like you said about the acting stuff, that was an early stage of my life.
Right.
My mum put me in some competition when I was a kid. I actually remember in Farnborough Shopping Centre, and I won it. And I got signed by an agency called Tiny Tots.
I remember them.
Do you remember them?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was their favourite, mate.
Right.
I got signed by them, and then started getting a lot of work.
How was you at this age? Was you
free? But straight away I got contracts doing all in Iceland and all that. Mum's gone to Iceland. I was on every one.
Wicked.
Yeah, it was a bit mad, but I was a kid. I didn't really know what was going on. This is all shit that my mum had made happen. Obviously, she'd always get paid as a chaperone, so she liked it.
Right.
Yeah, things actually went far with the acting. You know, when I hit the maximum age from Tiny Tots, I got hit up by A&J Management. A woman called Jackie, same agent as like that Zoe out of EastEnders and people like that. It was them and Ravens Court, and I went to A&J Management, and then started getting loads of work from there. Done countless adverts like in Haribo, Sunny Delight,
Wow.
Estee Lauder.
So because the Haribo ones now are like
Don't start fucking bullying me, Terry.
the Haribos now though is the fully grown men eating them in there.
Is
and
it?
Going, hey, and all
I don't
that.
know. Do you
What
want to
was
know
the
what's
Haribo
funny?
advert?
When I done the advert, that little character that you see on the packet, that's actually a little Chinese kid.
Right.
Like he's actually a real person, and they put a thing over him.
Right. Was that was you?
No, that weren't me.
Oh,
I
right.
was actually in the thing.
Oh right.
like,
So what was you doing in the advert? Was you just literally eating the
musical
sweet
chairs, mate.
Oh what? Wicked. And
dancing like an idiot.
So I mean, you know, Haribo's probably one of the biggest sweet companies in the world.
Yeah.
What was the other ones that you did as well?
So I've done loads. Kinder Egg.
Right.
Done that. Red Band Suites. I've done Eurocard. I've done Disney. Had extras in like in the Bill.
Right.
It's loads of stuff. It was constant acting, you know, like auditioned for Indiana Jones thing. Anakin, the Star Wars thing was the biggest thing I got.
Right.
Someone I know went up on an audition. His mum told my mum about it. She took me up there and I got a random audition. They let me go in. And I ended up getting recalled for it. And then I got down to the last 5. And then George Lucas flew on a helicopter to me up in a hotel in Mayfair, landed on the roof, come in and said, "You're the kid that I picked for Star Wars." I hated Star Wars.
But what a fucking mad story, though. Just like,
crazy.
You know, get George Lucas.
It's only now I'm older that I look back. Like, if I showed you the case of stuff, like my mum saved it all. I didn't give a fuck about it. Do you know what I mean? I just wanted to go out the front and play as it.
Right.
You know, I hated it.
Mum wanted you to get Hollywood. You were like, no, I want to play outside.
Yeah. But it's only when you get older and that you look back now and bless her, you realise that she just wanted better for her kid.
Yeah,
you know, she tried giving me an opportunity, what not many people where I'm from get. Right. So thank her for that.
And what sort of made you step out of that? Was it the
bullying, mate?
Right.
Bullying. Listen, you couldn't have a peaceful day at school. I couldn't even walk to school and it just fighting, brother.
Right.
Fighting.
Right.
Fighting.
But the thing is, I when I was
nuts to
because when I was at school growing up, I deliberately didn't do drama.
Yeah.
Because all the people that did drama were weirdos.
Yeah.
Or people would say, you know, if you were a boy doing it, you were gay.
Yeah.
And there was this like stigma about doing drama. So I never did drama at school because I didn't want people taking the piss out of me. Do you know what I mean? And
I didn't have a choice.
And I suppose for you, because you were, I mean, it's different doing drama at school than being actually on fucking telly.
100%.
And then people go, oh, look, there's fucking
100%.
Stax.
And obviously everyone that you're at school with would always know you done the thing. Do you know what I mean? And
so did they come up to you going, have you got any Harry Bows and all that bollocks? Or was it?
Mate, just always trying to rip me and this, that, the other. And life at home weren't a joke at the same time. So as much people are thinking, oh, you're an actor, you're this, that. Listen, I'll smash you in your face. Don't fucking come and start bullying me. Do you know what I mean? And after so long, there's only a certain amount anyone would take, innit?
Right.
You know?
And was it just like groups of people or was it like literally?
Listen, it was everyone. Listen, I'm sure you're going to see it in the comments when this drops.
Right.
Yeah, listen.
Right.
And people will stand on what I'm saying. Listen, I got bullied to the point where I weren't having it no more.
It's for
I weren't having it. I thought,
and I suppose really, if you're doing something at a young age and everyone's like taking the piss out of you for doing it,
don't want to do it.
Then you just go, you know what?
I'm going to do it.
That.
Listen, I remember the first day I started secondary school, yeah. And I can say these names because it's kid shit anyway. My first day at school, no, I won't say their names, but people that know. 2 geezers, my first day, this was year 7, front of the school gates. Who's the Haribo kid then? And I had to step straight out. Straight now, my teacher ended up getting knocked out. I promise you. Couldn't make it up. But that's the sort of shit I was always having to put up with. Do you know what I mean? Listen, a lot of the younger days, I'd try and shy away from it, but you couldn't. Do you know what I mean? In the end, you just fight back, didn't you?
So did you actually box and stuff, or was you just
No. So this is funny because I know you know Jeremy.
Yeah.
Boxing was probably the best thing that I first looked, because I was always angry. I'd always hold in so much anger. Do you know what I mean? Like short fuse. Someone could say something and I was punchy always. Do you know what I mean?
Was that because of because you obviously you talked about your family?
But this is where the fighting come from. Like the shit going on at home. Obviously the bullying I'm getting. Like my family, listen, when I'm getting bullied and I ain't having no help. They're telling me get out the front and fight them. What you doing in here? Can get back out there. Do you know what I mean? Like my brother, big up Pascal, big Pask. My brother would just grab me by the hair, put me on the doorstep, fight.
And what was it? Was he the guy? He was in the army, right?
He was in the army, yeah.
Right, okay.
Obviously, he's a bit wild, my big brother.
Right.
And always just told, get out, have to fight. And it comes from everything. The bullying, life at home. Like I said, I was seeing a lot of dysfunction. And
was that because your mum and dad living together?
So we'll get onto that, but I never knew my dad. I met him in prison. We'll talk about that. This is quite a recent, 2012. But so my mum was a single mum.
Right.
And then I had my brother and 2 sisters. One of my sisters was really bad on heroin. So that was another thing that affected me very bad.
How old was she when she
young, and she was such a like beautiful. You don't understand. I love my sister Tash, and yeah, shit no one should see.
Yeah, and so obviously being a single parent for your mum, she's obviously out working probably 3 jobs.
Yeah,
she's trying to help you do your thing, and then obviously yours. I mean, was she doing a lot of jobs and stuff?
Listen, when I look back on it now, like I said, I can appreciate everything my mum done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you see, she wanted more for you, but unfortunately in the environment I was in and the people I was around and the shit I was seeing, it weren't easy for her. You know, it's only now that I've lost her that I actually look and think,
right.
You know?
But growing up on that estate, and like you said, how old was you when... was you sort of like 8 or 9 years old when all this was going on? When your daughter was, your sister was addicted to?
Yes, I saw it from a very young age. Yeah, probably 9, 10 upwards.
Did you actually know what was going on, or
yeah?
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Is that because you saw her doing it, or because your mum sort of?
Mate, there's times where, like for one example, I remember Christmas Day. And my mum had a downstairs toilet. And we was all going to go for a walk. And my other sister went to use the toilet and there weren't a lock on it. And I remember just seeing her, my sister was sat there jacking up. And both of my sisters could fight.
Right.
They would scrap. And I've got a phobia of needles now because of this day. Like when docs ask me, like, why you like this? You know, I'll get in a cage.
Right, yeah.
I'll get in a cage and let's punch each other's heads in.
Right.
Show me a needle. Yeah.
Right.
And I just remember my other sister grabbing Tasha, fighting with her, and I just remember seeing that thing swinging and all that. And
but that must, I mean, what a fucking thing to see as a 9-year-old, to walk in the toilet and see your sister doing that.
It's not even that. It's the fucking weirdos that were around her, people that come back. Then the older I got, obviously, takes down a crazy road, you know? So my sister would prostitution, stuff like that, you know? I'm going out in Aldershot. People would be like, oh, ain't you £10 Tashes, brother? What are you talking to?
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. Do you get what I'm saying? And these things like...
I mean, that is, fucking hell. I mean, what a thing to, you know, to have to experience as a kid, you know what I mean? It's just like...
It's mental. Even like with her kids and that, and I don't even know if I should really say this, but I remember coming home from school and so my sister had a baby, but obviously she was on her own.
Right.
Yeah. And again, this is where I look at my mum and I think fair play, 'cause she'd always try and do the best she could, do you know what I mean? She weren't having it good from all angles, do you know what I mean?
Right.
And come home from school and there was some pictures on the cabinet and I picked it up and it was all like police evidence of like pictures of my little nephew. So this is my sister's baby and the dad, who was obviously another fucking smackhead, cigarettes out on the kid, comb down his face up against the radiator. And my mum ended up taking that kid into care then.
Wow.
And she put him in the house and...
Yeah. I think if somebody... I mean, I don't know, you kept your hands off him, to be honest.
I was a bit young, but my brother stabbed him.
Right. Well, I think that's probably what he deserved. I know you shouldn't say that, but it's just fucking doing that to a little kid. I mean, it's
100%.
just...
I always wanted to do shit and that, but my mum and dad would be like, stay in the car. You're too young.
You're 11.
Yeah, let me out. I'll help you. Your balls head, I'll help you.
Right. What a fucking dog, though. To do. But I suppose I've never met anybody that's been addicted to heroin, so I've never... I know that they will do anything for it. And,
sad.
You know,
my sister would take things that I knew were there 2 seconds ago. And I'm like, come on, like, what are you doing? You've only got to ask me. You know, whether it's a little joint I got on the table or whatever it is.
Right.
It's what I say, like, when people say now, like, if I've seen my sister like that, I know that I'm never trusting someone who's doing that. Once that's got anyone, they're gone.
Right.
You know, it's a fucking sad thing to see because not everyone deserves to just be called a fucking junkie scumbag or whatever. Like, these people have gone through stuff, you know, stuff that's hurt them that bad.
Do you know what because some people have said to me that because I know a couple of people who've done it, right?
Yeah.
And they've said that, you know, they got offered it and they tried it, and they smoked it.
Do you know why they tried it?
I have no clue.
Because they've never seen what I see.
Right,
Go
but
on,
that's what I'm
carry
saying.
on,
But that's
sorry,
but
yeah.
no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, you know, if you read any books or if you ask anybody, they say once that gets hold of you, you're fucked. So why would you want to try it? If someone says, do you want to try it?
Can I be honest with you, Terry? Yeah. So I moved when I went from Farnborough. My mum done a house swap in Farnham. Yeah.
Right.
And the difference between the two areas is mental. Farnborough, we had a big block, and it was the GLC. So
It was the hood, right?
It was a Greater London overspill,
Right.
and it was fucking mental.
Right.
Listen, we're country boys, but shit happens here. Do you know what I'm saying?
We was on the old den, and we always used to come over.
That was another bad one. Do you know what I'm saying?
But around that area, they would have
100%. Old Dean, Sandy Hill, Totland,
Yeah.
all that.
Mercy Gardens.
Yeah, Hersey Gardens, it's another one. And when I went to Farnham, the difference in people was mental, because I went there, they just weren't like what I used to have there. Do you know what I mean? But what I was going to say was, I probably was around better people at that part of my life.
Right.
And bruv, they're all dead. They're all dead. All the little rich kids are dead.
Right.
All of the little rich kids, I promise you now. And it's because all they get is it sounds mad me saying it, but it's always them kids. Do you know when I see it? Like, for example, yeah, I've got a very good friend of mine called Shane Dunaway from Farnham. Big up Shane. And me and him were very close growing up because he was the only person in Farnham I could talk to. His brother, Billy, was an addict.
Right.
My sister was an addict. Like, to the people we're around, this shit is embarrassing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is embarrassing, especially like we're the boys. Do you know what I mean? In our thing. And obviously that's, you know, and you want to see how well he's doing, you know? And it's again, that as much as you got to go through that pain and loss, it's done you something that it can't just teach someone. Like, you know, to not go near that shit. You know, don't do that shit.
Do you ever know? Did you ever find out why she did it, or did someone give it to her, or did she just?
Listen, there's a lot of things. Where I was the youngest in the family, a lot of things would get hidden from me. But
Right.
I know she didn't have it easy.
Right.
So like, just even life at home, my family, it was not normal.
Right.
Was not normal.
And then when you moved to Farnham, when did the because obviously you said, you know, you got into some sort of crime stuff.
Yes, at this time I'm just on badness now. Now, like, obviously I fucking robbed a couple drug dealers, seen a bit of money, this, that. Obviously, it's funny, I'm not even going to go into the names, but guys, you know.
Right.
Started laying, like, I was never really with my age group. I was always a young one with the big boys.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? So when I was fucking 13, 14, I was up the old Dean. People were giving me big bits of things that they shouldn't be giving a kid. You know, like, now I'm a man. Would I do that to another kid? No. Do you know what I mean? And then you just caught in the trap, ain't you? The trap's same for everyone. I'm not the only one.
Right.
Once you get caught in that cycle, it's a vicious cycle to be in, and it's never ending. And in just that journey, there's a million and one things that have happened. You know what I mean? Robbing people, fighting. I've had countless attempts on my life. Do you know what I mean? I've had 15 Osman orders. I've had police turn up, and the first one I got, I must have been 14.
Wow.
Do you know what I mean? And I had to go to a police station. I'm saying to my solicitor, big up Andy Perkins, my solicitor, by the way, from Farnham. He saved my life hundreds of times. But I've had it where the police have just come, sat you down and said, you got a threat on your life, blah, blah. And you say, well, who then? And they won't tell you. So what fucking got me it for then? Do you know what I mean? What the fuck is this? No, but because we've come across intelligence, we've got to tell you that there's a threat on your life because off. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Don't even want to hear it if there's any more, because my time comes.
But,
I'll deal with that then.
But was that because you was robbing the drug dealers? Was it people were just sort of? Did they know it was you or not, or was it just?
Well, I'll tell you the main problem I had in my life. In terms of that, we found a grow when we were kids.
Right.
And the whole thing was ready. Oh, this is funny, you know, because I went to court, and I see a gather outside, and the copper come up to me and he went, You Nikolai Klaus saw it? Yeah, he goes, you were the ones with the cannabis card, wouldn't you? Yeah, oi, listen, right, I'll tell you now. Right, so I'm at my pals, my phone's rung and he's gone, Nick, he said, we're in a grow now. Yeah, he said, we're in North Camp. But I know these boys don't know green like I do. So I said, what, is it ready? And they're like, yeah, come. We'll meet you at the Holiday Inn. So I've driven down there. My mate drove us down there. Right. And we pulled up at the Holiday Inn, 3 of my mates, you are, all stood there around this big Sprinter van, yeah? And I've got out, walked over, I said, what, is it ready? They've gone, yeah, have a look. I've opened the back of this Sprinter van and I'm telling you now, at my age, I'd never seen that much weed in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just unbelievable. Obviously, with weed, it loses 70% when it dries, but seeing this shit wet, and there was a lot of it. And I said, what, is there more? They said, there's a whole fucking house full of it. I said, well, fucking leave this here and jump in my car then, in Mike Man's car. So we've jumped in the car, we've driven down this road. Obviously, they took us in a side window, gone up, mate, pushed this door up. The whole thing was fucking full, rows of it. So I'm fucking grabbing this thing now, pulling it, and because it was all on hydroponic things, you get 25 plants on a board. Right. So I'm pulling it and loads are just coming out. Anyway, we're trying to roll it up. I ain't even gone there with a bin bag, right? So we're literally pulling this shit out. We're pulling this shit out. We're kids. We learned from this, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Pulling it out of the thing, loading it in the car. So now when I'm telling you, yeah, I think we was in a Ford ST. When I'm telling you, there is packed on every floor, every seat, the boot full up, yeah? But I'm looking now and I'm seeing a car watching us, yeah? So I'm saying, boys, that car's pulled up. They're on the phone. I said, come on, we've got to go. So anyway, we've all run out, jumped back in the car, shut the boot, you got buds hanging all out the back. Yeah. Mate, done the windows up, there's all buds hanging out of it, yeah? And we started driving. Sure enough, this car started tailing us. Tried to lose it a couple of times, sat down the street, thought we lost it, pulled out, there he was, straight on us. Got to the Farnham roundabout. If you'd have gone left, we'd have had a clear run. But you got the university, the college on the right. And I told my mate, go left, and he drove right. Now we're saying a traffic jam. Wait, when I'm saying this car, you have to see it to believe it. Right. Yeah, there is buds hanging out everywhere, trailing up the floor. We just sat there, mate. Next minute, the sirens, 10 police cars come down and surrounded us, and we just all sat there and laughed. Like, what can you do? Do you know what I mean? But back to what we was talking about was this was a serious fellas in my area. Right. And where we're pulled up, down near the college, he's come past. Obviously, he's heard this thing's been done, and he's come past. And I think from that day, he had it in for me, because I know that at least 4 or 5 attempts on my life have been from that fella. Right. You know?
Who would have thought it, eh? Round in Sleepy Hampshire.
Yeah. Oh, mate, it still goes down there, mate. You know. And yeah.
What happened with the police? Did they arrest you for having the weed on you?
Yeah, we got nicked.
Or did you just say,
oh, mate, do you know what was wicked, right? So we got nicked, yeah? And because we had all the THC and that on our clothes, they put us all in paper suits, yeah? Right. But I'm in the cell now, yeah? And I'm thinking, I ain't got nothing now. They've still got the van sat in the hotel car park, yeah? So now I'm thinking, how am I going to get a pound out of this?
Can I have my phone call?
Yeah, no. So I'm there, but they actually, when we was that age, they let us all go together, yeah? So like we've all been let out at the station, and I went to the boys, it was winter, I remember, and I said to them, I said, you can't leave that there. I said, that'll all get fucking like frostbite or whatever, go mouldy in that. I was like, let's go get it now. They was like, nah, we've just got out. I said, 10 grand, give me the keys. Right. And that was the first lot. I thought it was well cool. Went back to me mate, hung up loads of lines and that. It was only when it lost 70%, I thought, weren't as much as I thought. But yeah.
And then what other, you must have a few other great stories as well.
What, like that was the crime? Fucking hell, what do you want to know? There was, I've had a few. I mean, I went do a grow not so long ago. Fucking mate shot me on that one. That was the last one I've done. That's the last one I've done.
So with these grows, I mean, they're literally just old houses.
Do you know what, Terry? The older I got, and this is me being honest with you, yeah? Like, I never liked that life. Anyone who wants to be in the streets has not been in them, yeah? I was always doing what I had to survive. And don't get me wrong, over the years, I've had my involvement with Charlie here and there. And I was always aware of the risk, you know, like I'm seeing friends of mine, like they say, police got to be lucky once.
Right.
You got to be lucky every day. Do you know what I'm saying? And especially when my sister died, I questioned everything I stood for, you know, because even then I'd still dabble or this, that, the other, or someone might ring me and I'd think, yeah, there's a quick bit of money there, let's do this, you know. But the older I got, I just thought, none of that. Stick to a bit of garden. I don't really care now. Obviously, I'm not involved in anything anymore. Right. But in the years I just, listen, if someone rang me with a grow, I was bally on through the door. That there was, like, you can't ring me and say, let's go rob a bank.
Right.
Can't ring me and say, oh, let's go and rob it. Do you know what I mean? If you ring me and you say, look, there's a grow going on there. I've seen it. I know the information. Right. And I'm game for it. We was in, quickly tied up Chinaman. Back out.
was it because you always hear about like Thai or Chinese or
mate, now it's everyone, but back them days, me, like we were finding them just by smelling them out, mate. Like, but now it's more Albanians and shit like that. Right. That do the weed grows.
Yeah. So you mentioned obviously about your sister obviously passing. What was the sort of events leading up to that?
So again, she's always been bad on her.
Right.
So I always knew that day was coming. Sad to see, do you know what I mean? Because I actually was proper close to my sister.
How old was she?
37.
Yeah, that's young, isn't it?
Yeah, 36 even. 36, yeah. And do you know what? I've lost mates and that, people I know, but my mum committed suicide in 2018, and my sister come out of jail because my sister got banged up. And then
what was that for? Was that for?
Mate, you don't even want to know. Just another crazy shit. Like, to me, it's not even embarrassing. Do you know, this shit all went around the news and everything, yeah, about women riding around naked on a motorbike and dissed out on a high street. Like, listen, obviously...
Because she was obviously...
She was in a bad way, brother. Right? Bad way. And that's why I don't laugh at no one, because it can happen to anyone, you know? When that shit gets you, that's why you're a scumbag if you sell it. Anyone who can make money and think that's okay to do to a person, you ain't got a heart.
Right.
You're a scumbag. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't be a dealer and come around me. Can't be a crack dealer and come around me.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Fucking stay over there, you little scumbag. You know? Yeah, I've been around, like, I've always been around the boys, you know, I've been around. Charlie's always been on the thing. If you have a beer and you're in the pub or whatever, people might do their thing. But I've always known, stay away. You know, don't get me wrong, done my things, but...
And with your mum, was that because she was depressed, or do you think she just had enough?
Do you know what? Oh, mate, it breaks me heart because it's mad. The first time I found out my mum was trying to kill herself, I had my first fight at the Troxy.
Right.
And...
Because that was how you got linked to Jeremy. Was you training
at
his gym?
So do you know what? Wait, before we get to that, we'll talk about Jeremy.
Right.
So this is funny. So I got put on... I got nicked for something, and I got put on curfews and that over Basingstoke.
Right.
And obviously, I always used to watch Cage Rage and shit like that. Yeah. Lee Murray, Jeremy, all the boys. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I just think, yeah, one day I'm going to be there with him. Bum, bum, bum. Anyway, Ben Rickwood's always been my trainer.
Yeah, Ben's a good
mate,
Ben. Yeah.
Love Ben to bits.
You know Piers as well?
Yeah. What, the one from Hazelmere?
Ravenhill, yeah.
Yeah. So how mad's this? You say about him?
Right.
My sister was nicked on that case he got nicked on. I don't know what the fuck happened, but next minute I'm getting things saying, oh, your sister's been caught in a house with and all that shit he had. She could have rung me. You know. No, but I never knew him until I see him on a podcast.
Right.
I think
was he coming here? Yeah.
Recently, but I always knew who he was, his name, and what he was up to.
Right.
And I knew my sister was around him because at one point we were like, who's this fella?
Right.
But he's actually a nice guy from what I've seen of him and his story. He's definitely a real one. I know that he done
because he was doing stuff with Ben, wasn't he?
Yeah.
They were.
Oh yeah, because on the first case,
yeah, Ben got nicked as well.
Yeah. So he was on that, but he come out and done it all again, didn't he?
So what did you do? At the,
so I moved to
because I used to go there as well.
Yeah, no. So Ben, do you know Maximus? I was always scared to go to for years because where I was robbing people and that, obviously you know, Ben and all people like that, mate. They was turning up for me when I was a 14-year-old kid.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? You imagine opening your door to them boys. Right. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm at my missus's house. I'm hiding in the toilet, mate. I've got fucking Scottish Joe and all them boys. Fucking, and he had a thing, but they're all good friends now. We've all grown up. But at that time as a kid, I used to be scared to go there. And in the end, just thought, okay, all the boys are there. We're going down there. And started training with Ben. And I got very close to Ben. Ben became like my father figure that I never had.
Right.
You know, like he could tell me off, I would get that lump in my throat, or like he's pulled me out of a dark place many times. You know, when I'm in a bad place, go see Ben. You know, and I've done that for years.
And what did you do? Was it MMA? Or?
So I started off boxing.
Right.
And then had a couple of boxing matches. Then I went to Thailand and I had a couple of Thai fights.
They can have it over there, can't they?
Yeah, they can. It's naughty. And then I come back and I got stuck into the K1 with Ben. But then, because this is from young, so then I got nicked for something and I got put on curfews over at my sister's in Basingstoke.
Right.
And obviously Bailey's from Basingstoke.
Right.
He'll tell you this as well. I walked in his gym and I was like, I want to fight, mate. He was like, can you fight? I said, just get me a fucking fight, mate. I want to fight. Obviously, these days here, I'm wild. Yeah, I'm telling you, I weren't right. I was cranky. And he goes, all right, mate. And he used to hold shows in his gym.
Yeah.
And he proper set me up. Lucas, he's just died from cancer, bless him. Some Polish fella. This was one of my very early fights.
Right.
And I went there and that's where I won Jeremy's respect. Jeremy, I got a call off him after that and he said to me, I want you on Bad Boy and that, blah, blah. So from there, while I was in Basingstoke, I was always training at Jeremy's gym. I had a few fights for Jeremy. And then... do
you see he's just come back? He just had a fight recently?
Yeah, he's looking like he's lost a good bit of size,
Put the geezer out with a body shot.
Yeah, he loves a body shot. Dropped me with plenty of them. But funny enough, we had the last cage fight I had with Bailey was up at the gym in Aldershot. The army gym up there, Nick Chapman's.
Oh, right, yeah.
And we was in jail a couple of days after that, me and him. Up in Birmingham.
Right.
Someone had been let down a lot of dough. The deal was legit. And they just said, look, we want a couple of handy fellas to go up, have a word with them, blah, blah. And Bailey's got the pay up on the number plate, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, take me up there. I can get this, I reckon, blah, blah. I went up there. A few days later, remanded.
Hell.
200 miles away.
And what was that? Was that demanding money with menaces?
No, so what it was, the geezer said that I pulled out a handgun, which I didn't. It was alleged.
It was Jeremy's. I'm joking.
Jeremy wasn't nowhere around, was you, mate? No, so the guy alleged that I pulled out a black handgun and pointed at him. I'll tell you what happened, yeah? So obviously I've gone to the fella's address and I banged the door. And he's come out of the first bit, and you know, like you have a porch door.
Right.
He's gone to open the door, and he's gone, do I know you? And then I was like, are you Ifty? Obviously, I didn't point nothing, my finger, and he just ran in the house. So I thought, look, I'm not here. I'm not going to start going through doors, blah, blah. Walked back. I rung my pal who'd sent me there, and I said, what's this fella's number? And I rung him up, and obviously he recorded the whole call. And then that was it. Obviously, mate, when me and Jeremy got remanded, they stopped Jeremy's car. In the back of it, he had a fight card. They're like, my brother was fighting on his show, me. So it was like Pascal Klaus. My brother's a big boy. Right. 110 kgs.
Right.
Nikolai, 75 kgs. We had to go before the court to prove that this wasn't kilos of drugs.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Now looking at a fight card, I'm like, nah, that's body weight, mate. But they ended up accepting that. And then they changed my indictment 3 times. But you know what? With Jeremy, it was mental. Like, if I weren't with him, I would have got out after 3 court cases. Because of all that Lee Murray bollocks.
Yeah, I mean...
With them lot.
He was the only one who got not guilty. But it was looking like he was going to get dragged into that as well.
I know. And this is the thing. You imagine I got nicked with that fella.
Right.
And I'm telling you now, the police... I've never seen corrupt police. Listen.
It was a bit warm.
Brother, let me tell you now, I can't say that I've ever seen corrupt police in England.
Right.
I saw corruption at its finest.
Wow.
In the time I was with Jeremy, like even my barrister was going, they just don't want, they said, I don't know who your code is, but this ain't
They
good.
don't like him.
This ain't good, yeah. And they changed my indictment from Section 1 firearm with intent to cause fear of violence. Then later on into my sentence, I got paperwork saying they're changing it to imitation firearm, which I was like, yes, because there was no gun.
Right.
They're not going to find a gun. But now I'd rather be charged with an imitation one than a real one. And my solicitor saying, well, if they've dropped it to imitation anyway, how do they know if it's a real one or a fake one? Like, this could get thrown out. However, so they changed my indictment to that, and then the next time they called me down below the court, and I've turned the corner, my barrister was sat there like this. I went, what? Obviously, because you're all cuffed up and my heart, so I just went, what? She went, mate, this ain't good. I said, what? He said, they've changed your indictment to conspiracy to commit blackmail. And then they're saying that this is one of the worst offences in the... Because when you're in jail, you get a book here called Banks on Sentence. Right. So if you've just been remanded or whatever and you've got a case going on, the best way for you to see roughly what time you're going to get is have a look in this book. And it gives you loads of different examples of what the sentencing guidelines are. I got to blackmail, mate. They're trying to write me off. Like, obviously, you get a lot of different types of blackmail. So you get emotional blackmail, you get debt collecting, where, you know, and yeah, they just say it's wicked. So now I'm thinking, because what they done was they put the black handgun now in the summary of that charge.
And what would you been looking at if you got found guilty?
Oh, at the time I was saying I was happy with a 9, but anything like 14,
That's
if they had me, yeah.
Just go knock on someone's door, ask them for money, though.
How mental was that? How mental was that? And I promise you now, that's all that happened. That is all that happened. I knocked on the door. I went to jail for doing it at someone's door.
That is mad. No, you actually got convicted of that?
Yeah. So basically, in the end, I took the. Do you know what was mad? Yeah, and I'll say this now because it don't even matter. The whole case is done. Whatever. When I'm in there, I've got this little car who's lying about the handgun because I got on the phone in jail and I rang him up and I said, "Listen, mate," I said, "if I go jail for this," I said, "and you lie," I said, "I'm coming out and I'm coming to do you." Yeah. I said, "I don't care if you tell him the truth. I did come to your door. I did knock on your door. I said, you know what you've done?" I said, "but if you fucking lie and I've got to do a bird like that," I said, "I'm coming out and I'm doing you straight away, mate." He was like, "Oh, give me a tenner, I won't go to court." I'm like, "I'm on a fucking blackmail charge for you and you're fucking blackmailing me right now. What are you on about?" Yeah. But then I'm speaking to Jeremy. He's like, "Yeah, well, 3 times we get to go home." So now, obviously, listen, no one's making money in jail, are they?
When you say 3 times we get to go, what does that mean?
Right, so if you're on trial,
right,
and you go and a witness don't turn up 3 times, the judge, more time, the 3rd time will just go, he's wasting our time.
Right.
And it'll just get lifted, walked out.
Right.
Because Mr. Bailey is my Cody,
right,
7 times, brother. And that geezer was taking a tenner a time. Work it out. Absolute piss take. But yeah, in the end, the witness didn't come to court. They gave me a couple of years for that, which was a result. I'd already served most of my time on remand.
Right.
And then, yeah, that was the end of that.
Right. Did Jeremy do the same as you?
Jeremy got out a few months earlier because he took his battery out of his phone.
Right.
So I just went, look, he wasn't there. I was there.
Can you remember what year that was?
2012 or 13? Yeah, 12. 2012. Right. I was in Birmingham.
Right. Yeah. Now, the only reason I ask is because Jeremy, I think it was when we was doing the raves, Jeremy did go away for a little bit and he come out.
Yeah, no, I think that was another time.
Yeah. No, because I thought that might have been the same time.
No, I'd have been a bit younger then when you was doing all the raves. Because I remember I had Terry Turbo for years, always. You was a man, the myth, the legend to me as a kid, do you know what I mean?
Now, we had a good laugh.
Because there was always like you, who else would I hear about? What's the DJ's name?
Antonio,
yeah.
Well, he's Farnham, wasn't he? He was over that one.
Yeah. But obviously these were older guys, do you know what I mean? I remember, like, didn't you have all pantols and shit like that?
Yeah, we used to do pantols, we used to do the Aging Court in Camberley.
Yeah.
Brown Jug in the ice shop. We used to do loads of stuff and it was great. It was good fun. Good fun. I mean, that was when, it was weird because there was a massive recession at the time and it was like 88, 89. I lost my job and then we lost our house, and then we ended up in we was in a council place before, but then we bought a council place, but then we lost it because my mum's fella didn't pay the mortgage, and obviously interest rates went up to like 15% or something. So then we had to go back into, we got rehoused, and then, but at that point, that's when I sort of 89, 90 got into the rave scene. So, and that was, right, it was Farnham Rec.
Farnham Rec, the football club and all that.
So, and the Caribbean Club in Basingstoke. So that's where I met Jeremy. So it was funny how just being around.
Yeah, well, in them areas there, you pretty much like, especially where we're from there, like people say, oh, Ascot, Aldershot, Farnborough. Like if you're from Farnborough, you know everyone in Ascot anyway. Yeah. You're in Farnborough, you know everyone in Aldershot. You know,
that Thames Valley, from probably, if you go Windsor, Slough, Maidenhead,
it's ends, isn't it?
Basingstoke, Reading, and then all the way down to Guildford. If you drew a sort of rectangle there, that was everyone. And then obviously when I went in London, then obviously you meet all the London lot, then Kent and Essex. So you end up just getting connected with all sorts of people in all sorts of places. But
100%.
But it was a good fun doing it. But I used to remember coming over to what was the estate called in Farnborough? It wasn't called the GLC. It was
Totland.
Was it called the Totland?
Yeah,
estate?
Totland estate.
Yeah, because I know some people called it the GLC, but it was. But that's where I
GLC. So that was Totland, the big square block.
Because that's obviously where I met Glenn, and that's where I sort of met a few other guys. So it was always funny sort of being, and in Aldershot, obviously we did that rhythm station in Aldershot for 4 or 5 years. So we met all sort of Gary McCann, all the Aldershot boys.
See, Gary McCann's like my dad. Right. Like, see Gary McCann.
Right.
I love that man.
I saw him.
Listen, see that? That is my, like, I love him. Like, listen, that man took me off the streets, like when things were bad for me.
Right.
He gave me a roof over my head, gave me a job. That was probably the first time I even felt what home was. Do you know what I mean? From the 14-year-old to 18, 19. And when I met Gary, I knew that I could not keep doing what I was doing because I knew who he was. I knew the thing, but Gary had a lot to do with me losing that name and actually putting me in front of people like, look, the boy's good. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, he's just, like, Gary knows my story.
Right.
He was at my mum's funeral with me. Like, fucking, like he's always there for me.
I bumped into him 2 weeks ago. I was in Bournemouth at that fucking San Polo thing. Yeah. And this geezer walked past me with like a bucket hat on. Yeah. Oh, he looked at me and smiled, and I was like, Gary? I was like, fucking hell, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? Do you know what I mean?
He's a boy, isn't he?
He's funny. He's funny.
He is.
Do you remember Peter Matthews?
No.
Right, okay, he was the boxing guy, but that was my uncle. So, and it was funny because when I knew Gary, he was talking about Peter, and I said, that's my uncle, and he went, no way. And then he went, he's dead now, unfortunately, but it was actually quite funny. He used to run Dorking Amateur Boxing Club. And Gary used to go over there, and he used to train at Camberley. He was always
he took me for my first boxing session, I think. Right. Yeah, it was. Yeah, Gary.
He loves fighting as well, doesn't he?
Oh, mate. Listen. Oh, yeah. I could tell you another million stories there, but I'll leave that for him if he ever wants to tell you.
No, do you know what I said to him? I said, Gary, why don't you come on the podcast? He goes, oh, no. He goes, that's all in the past now.
Did he? Yeah, I think I've even said to him, like, he should, because he's got some fucking stories.
Stories.
He sat there for hours, and do you know what? When he shows me what he come from, I just love it when you're someone that's come from nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he's like, you look at the old pictures Gary's got, he's in a container, he's got like a stick hammered in the ground, a hose pipe up it. Dad was at it, like.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, right. Dad died of it.
Okay, now, so you obviously had that
it's the thing, you've got Gary and you've got the son. I love Danny to bits. Obviously, he's a very, very good friend of mine, but Gary we're the same. Like, the struggles you had, I had. Do you know what I mean? Like, we could actually talk and have understanding.
Right.
I can't sit there and talk that shit to just anyone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And obviously leading up to obviously when you because when your mum committed suicide and your sister died, that was quite close together, wasn't it?
6 months apart.
You know, I mean, that
literally one funeral and then the next. That fucked me up.
And when she come out of jail,
I still struggle with that now. bad.
Yeah.
Bad. Like, I've never been a drinker, tell. Like, I've always been like athletic. You know, I wake up, I hit the road, I do my runs. Like, I always stay ready for a fight. Do you know what I mean? I've always had to be ready.
Right.
But yeah, I've fucking struggled, mate. You know, one beer turns to 5, and
Right.
sometimes go down the fucking odd session, and you know, every time it's just not the right things. Like, you know, I've got a good woman at the minute, and she's just even saying to me, like, this ain't the way to deal with anything.
Thing is, though, I think it's very difficult. Like, if they'd have just passed normally, right, you'd be like, oh, I'm upset. But you know, so when somebody kills themselves, and when somebody comes out of jail and then takes that and then dies, it's sort of like a double whammy of stuff. And it's
So it's just all fucked up.
Yeah.
It's all fucked up. That's all I've ever known is fucked up. Do you know what I'm saying? And people, the thing is, like, no matter what I've gone through, I've always kept my head up. Do you know what I mean? I make sure that I can make sure I eat clean. I make sure, like, I stay the best as I can in terms of, like, health or keeping myself presentable. You know, like, I should, even to where I've got to now is a fucking miracle. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've always done to survive. Like, like, you think that's just mad? Like, everything's mad.
Right.
Every single thing in my life is mad. There's nothing normal about it, you know? I met my dad in prison, mate. Have this for one. So I got banged up, Birmingham, and I'm coming out. This is my first time in jail, so I've come out in the yard. I'm with Bailey, and there's boys all smoking over there, and I'm going, Bailey, I need a joint, mate. Like, I ain't had one in a week, mate. This is the first time in ages. And he's like, no, you don't talk to no one. He's like, if anyone starts, we weigh them in, but just stand there. So this is my first time in jail. I'm just listening to Jeremy.
Right.
In the end, I thought, this. Jeremy got a job over on the K-Wing with the gym orderly. I was like, right, where's that, boys? Yeah. But I said to him, I said, how can I get in here, boys? And they went to me, they said, oh, it's G4S screws. The dogs are shit. You need to get a visitor. So I was like, all right, can I use your phone? He says, let me use the phone. I've rung my brother. I said, Pask, I said, I need weed in here, mate. I need a visitor. I swear to God, my brother's gone, well, that's funny. Your dad ain't never done nothing for you. Let me ask him. So I was like, what, he's in England? Never met my dad, bear in mind, yeah. And
did you ever want to meet him though or not? Or did you just accept that he weren't around, so fuck him sort of thing?
Yeah, and do you know what? My mum never really spoke bad about him, but she always said, you'll meet him and think he's a wanker.
Right.
And I did exactly that.
Because my dad sort of left my mum when I was 12, but he was never really present.
Yeah.
And I think
can't miss a stranger, can you?
That's what I mean. You just
what I mean?
sort of
Listen,
think,
if my dad died tomorrow, I don't even know if I'll go to the funeral. Like, that's how bad it is. Do you know what I mean? However, I've rung my brother back and I said, what did he say? He said, yeah, I'll do it. So I was like, fucking hell. Now I put my dad on the visiting list, yeah? So I put my dad on it, my brother, my sister, and it's the first time I see my dad. I come out on the visit, he's walked in, can't even really talk a word of English.
Right.
Sat down, gave me an ounce.
So he was good for something. He wasn't all that bad. He was good for something.
Yeah. That's all he's good for. No, but it gets funny, right? Because so done
what
that.
What did your dad ever do for you? Well, he bought me a bag of an ounce a week once.
Yeah, well, that's the only thing he's ever done.
Wow.
Listen, like, he ain't ever fucking bought me nothing else. Never had a Christmas present, never had a birthday present, never had no love as a dad. Do you know what I mean? Like, listen, you can always send a letter, do you know? Like, listen, we'll get to it, but I've got a daughter now, and this shit stops here. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not the same person no more. I'm not out. Don't just go and do the things I used to do. Don't get me wrong, if someone troubles me, I'll always defend myself, no matter what. Other than that, I'm not interested. But, right, so my dad, he's given me this thing. Now I want him on every visit. Yeah? So now I'm saying, make sure you keep him there. Like, just keep bringing him. Keep bringing him. And I've come out on a visit 6 months into my sentence, and he didn't come. So the screws come. They've said, look, we've got to take you back to the wing. So they've took me back. Next morning, mate, I come out of my cell. My dad was walking down the landing with a blanket and pillow. I was like, sakes, what have I done? And then I got him in my cell and I just said, where you been all my life? Asked him what I needed to ask him. Didn't really like him,
right,
to be honest with you.
But did he get nicked bringing weed in?
Yeah, he got nicked. he got nicked. He got a year for it. Oh, mate, you could not make it up. And
I suppose it was, if you were in the same jail, you could bond together, maybe.
yeah,
or not.
well, mate, it was funny. I come in the cell and he goes, son, I haven't seen a tree in 3 months. I was like, yeah, you're in jail, Dad, mate. But what's it called? What he did say to me, he said, son, do you know how I meet your mum? I said, no, how, Dad? He said, I was in jail in Amsterdam. He said, and there was a man's jail and a woman's jail. And he said, they used to take us across for our haircut. He said, that's why I fall in love with your mum. I said, no wonder why I'm a up then. Hell.
Was she in jail there? Or was she?
Yeah, she was in jail and he was in jail. And
hell.
she'd never tell me that, my mum.
Right.
She'd always keep that stuff away from me.
It was amazing that your mum actually, you know, it's like you said about when you had your daughter, you wanted to break the cycle,
Yeah,
and you wanted to be there for her. And it was obviously your mum was trying to, obviously.
It was just impossible for her. Do you know where I've got one daughter? It's easy. Yeah, when you got a family, that's a little, that's a little, that's a little, that's a little, and then there's more little, and more little, and more little, and you just become a little.
Right.
And my mum, listen, she did. I'd be lying if I said she didn't. Definitely with me, try her best, but
yeah,
to no avail, me.
And what is the maddest fucking shit you've done? There must be something, or the maddest shit you've seen.
Maddest shit I've seen, maddest shit I've done. Obviously, I can't tell you that.
But you don't have to. You can say allegedly, or you could just.
Yeah, no. You know. So, I'll tell you the maddest shit that had happened recently, and this was mental. So we've actually just buried him now. But you know Marvin Herbert?
Yeah, of course.
Right. So, like that tattoo there. I was with Charlie Sloth's good pal Harry. Dirty Harry, I don't know if you ever knew him.
Yeah.
You know Harry?
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, that was my pal, yeah. We were living together, like we had Charlie's tour bus, like we'd be picking him up for gym, and just when we was alone, we was mental, basically. Like he was his man. We should never have been together.
Right.
Anyway, one day I've woken up and I got a phone call. And I answered the phone. He said, yo, is that Stax? I said, yeah, who's that? He goes, oh, Izzy, you know, from Zach's, bum, bum, bum. So I was like, no, I don't remember you, mate. He's like, come on, you do, you know, from the studio, Zach's mate. I'm thinking about it, and I clocked, and I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, what are you saying, you all right? He was like, listen, I'm down in Portsmouth. I've just done something mental. He's like, no one can know about it, but I know you can get a few quid if we need it. Basically, I've just done a move, and I've hit the jackpot.
Right.
Listen, when you're on the road, you always want the stolen stuff because you're paying half for it. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, I don't give a what you've done or whatever. If it makes sense, I'd step in. And at the time, I thought they'd robbed the grow. He's saying, mate, I've got unlimited. So I'm like, is it actual good stuff though? He's like, yeah, Cali. So I said, send me a picture to my WhatsApp. I said, if it's worth it, I'll come down. I said, what do you want on them? And he was like, 3.5 quid, which is cheap for Cali anyway. And I just straight away went, look, 2 quid, I'll take the lot if I like it. And he went, yeah, do it. That was an unbelievable price. This was like, right. If this had happened, it'd have been like 400 quid in a day. Yeah? Wow. And he sent me a picture on WhatsApp and it was proper. So I've gone into Harry's room. I said, Harry, get up. We're going to Portsmouth. Right. We're up in Northampton.
Let's get the tour bus out.
Literally. Right, anyway, we're driven down there. Luckily for me, I'm not going into something with no readies. Like, I'm just going to go in, have a look, say sweet. If it's good, then I'm going to call the next man I got and say, yeah, look, I've seen it, boom, 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 come. Like, this is a good one for you. Okay, mate, I've gone in there. Got out the Harry's motor. I've jumped in my mate's car, driven me on some little site down near the seaside. My mate's gone in the side room and he's gone, here, come here, it's in here. Walked in there. I promise you, to this day, I've never even seen what I saw there. I think he had something like 80 boxes of Cali. It was mental. but he's put a tracker on a car, gone to some unit in Portsmouth, and the people that are sending it from Spain, he's had the lot, basically. How he knew what they were doing, whatever, I don't know. But I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I was like, oh my God, this is pennies, yeah? Got my phone out. I'm on a video call to my pal. I said, look at that. I said, you need to get down here now. I said, get the money, blah, blah. Boom. I've just heard a bang, the door's gone, yeah? So I looked out the door, 3 gunmen have just run straight in. So now, straight away, I'm thinking, this fella's got me here, but he's robbed someone. These people know who's robbed their thing. Now they're coming back to get it. I'm going to get tortured, kidnapped. I thought I was a dead man this day. When you're saying something crazy, like I thought I was going to die this day. And dropped my phone on the floor. And then trailers, you get a door that end, a door that end. And I went to go out. Mate, the door was locked. Yeah. The geezers just come up behind me. No, like, grab me on the back, put me on the floor. I'm laying on my back. I've got a fucking double-barrel shotgun in my face. But I'm holding it and I'm going, mate, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Like, listen, I'm not going to sit here and give it to Barry. I was shitting myself. Yeah. Right. I'm holding it and I'm saying, mate, this ain't got nothing to do with me. Please, mate, this ain't got nothing to do with me. This ain't got nothing to do with me. Thinking, what the fuck has he walked me into anyway? He's gone, get up. I see one geezer with a big chopper take the boy who's called me down there into the end room. And I've got up like that. I've walked into the front room. Everyone was laid down on the floor. And I've just sat on a chair. I've got my hand on my head. I've got a mate with a fucking pistol walking around me there. But I'm funny, right? Where I do a lot of gym, I can look at people's physiques and I'm looking at this fella pointing a handgun at me and I'm thinking, you remind me of this brother. I'm not even going to say his name on here, but you fucking know who you are. Yeah? And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, he's got a funny figure like him because I always see him and I think, I could just tell it was him. Anyway, I'm sat there. Obviously, I'm not going to argue right now because I'm shitting myself and I just want this to be fucking over with. Do you know what I mean? I'm just sat there, hands on my head, blah, blah. Anyway, the geezer who drove us onto the site, he's jumped up and just run out the door. So now they've gone, look, get the stuff. We've got to go. So they've started loading up the bags. They've gone. And thank God for that. And then the geezer come out, who they'd come back for, and I was like, what the fuck have you walked me into? And he was talking to me and he goes, what, did you just set me up? Because he thinks that I've come there, haven't I? So this looks like it's me. I've just come there and he's gone, babe, chuck me the shotty. I was just gone. I've gone, jumped the gate. I've jumped back in the motor with Harry. Harry sat there on his phone. I'm like, go now. He's like, what the I said, just go. Anyway, we've gone. I said, mate, I just nearly died in there. He was like, what? And that was that. That was the end of that one.
Did you find out who that was? It
yeah.
Was it
so this is what happened, right? So I've rung my producer, who I still work with now, and I said, yo, I've just had a madness. I said, and that Izzy's been stabbed because they chopped him a bit in the head and that. When he come out the door, he was all bleeding and that. I wanted to know he was all right. And within 2 minutes, my producer rang me back and said, oh, no, he's all right. He said it was just a little chop on his thing. And I knew that they wouldn't have even been back that far yet. So I knew that he would not have known that information if it wasn't him. But in the end, we all sorted that between us anyway. Right. I did think, why was I being left alone? Because it was weird, do you know what I mean? I was in a place, so these people have come in and I did feel like I was being left alone. Right. Even though there was firearms being pointed at me and that. And yeah, lucky I got out of that one alive. Right.
Were the people that turned up with the guns,
no,
were they?
No.
Was it their stuff or were they robbing it?
No, sorry. So this is what we'll get to. Before I gone down there, the fellas took his mate there to buy 5. So it was his mates. And the fella who I recognised the figure of, who I thought it was anyway, was one of his mates. Because afterwards, when it all come out, I'm saying, like, who were they? And they're saying, no, he basically just showed his mate the wrong thing. I'm glad he did, because if it was their mother lot, I don't know what would have happened. We'd have probably all just got shot.
Right.
But what else? I'll tell you another mad one. So when I come out of Birmingham, yeah, this is probably the most craziest thing that's ever happened to me in terms of, like, you couldn't make it up. So I come out of jail. Obviously, everyone thought I was getting 9, 14, whatever. The people me and Bailey went to jail for, I was doing bits with them before I went, yeah? Mm. And I had a geezer that I was doing certain things with, and I said to them, don't work with him when I'm away, yeah? He won't be able to handle it the way that I would if I was there, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'd sit there, he'd do all the bits, yeah? Whatever. And the whole time I was in jail, he was the one sending my parcels, giving it to my dad. This was my best friend, Tel. Right. Yeah, this is my best friend. Yeah. Gone to school with him, everything, right? I told the boys in Birmingham, don't work with him. Because I've gone on a debt collect for them, don't forget. I've ended up on remand. Don't start trying to run on my... Do you know what I mean? But they did. And I never knew it was going on, right? Anyway, I've come out of jail now. I've just got home. My phone's rung. Nikolai, where are you at, bruv? You've just robbed 10 kilos. I'm like, no, I ain't. Like, and I'm sat with 10 people. Everyone knows I haven't done this, yeah? So I'm like, what are you on about? Saying, where you at? You've just robbed 10 kilos. I was like, well, come to my house then. I've got nothing to hide. Come speak to me. Within another 20 minutes, got a phone call saying, right, you're taking a piss now. You've just took another 5. I'm like, what the fuck? I haven't done nothing, yeah? But I'm trying to ring my best pal to see what's going on. Like, I can't wait. I've just got out. We're about to get to it. What's happening? And can't get hold of him. So this is starting to stink. I'm thinking, what's going on? Next minute, I've had a phone call. They read my mum's address to me. And this, funny enough, do you remember that motherfucker I told you about before that's nearly had me killed a few times?
Right.
This was him, and this didn't even have nothing to do with him. This is the sort of shit he'd do to me. He'd just hear something, and then he'd go, oh, what's their number? Ring them up, and then he would try and get me done. Countless times, do you know what I mean? This ain't even nothing to do with you, you know? And obviously, where I hadn't done it, I got mad with the people that rang me up threatening. I'm saying, well, where you at now then? I'm not going to say no names, but there's some traveller boys from my area. And my mate who I was living with was a traveller boy. He said, that you can't have that. Let's go and have a meet up with him. He said, I'll bring the thing, and if it goes loud, we'll do whatever. So we got and met up with them. When they met me, they actually told me that fella had paid £5 to tell me that I can't go near the Indian fella, which is the fella, my best friend, right? But I've just come out of jail. You've been in touch with me this whole time. You've been doing everything. What is going on? Furthermore, I want to know what's going on. I'm getting accused of robbing this amount of thing. I could die here. Do you know what I mean? Like, I could lose my life. This ain't little money. You know, my mate just got murdered for £40 outside Totland. Do you know what I mean? These boys are saying, what's 10 boxes, 15 boxes, fucking £4 a box? Do you know what I mean? It's money that people will kill you for anyway. So I'm like, what the f*** going on? Next minute now, a picture has come through of my best friend in a hospital bed, beaten up. I'm like, I haven't done this. He's saying you did. Let me fucking speak to him then, because since I come out of jail, I ain't even been able to get hold of him. Anyway, it's funny, right? So he got with another little rat. They're both rats, yeah, but he got with a rat. And, right, how can I explain this, right? So I found out the geezer was working in Brighton, yeah? I caught up with him. Yeah, I sat there, he come out on his break, I saw him. Hello, mate, how you doing? Get in my car, we're going to talk. He's got in the car, burst into tears, right? I'm so sorry, you come out of jail. Lyndon told me to just take it all because you're out now and no one's going to be able to do anything. Blah. I'm like, are you sure? And then he's like, do you know what's even worse? He said, Lyndon made him rob it. He took it down to Gosport. He's gone to the shop. Lyndon took it all off him. Yeah? But this is my best friend. And that hurt me, that did, yeah? Found out that Lyndon took him to a makeup artist. Like, the lengths they went. Like, you're my best mate, you know?
But was it just, I mean, did you think he just wanted to have it all, or do you?
Yeah, but you could have got me killed. Like, it don't matter what you want. Like,
no, but I didn't know. I'm trying to work out why he would do that to you, as you're such a good friend. Why would you do that?
Well, he weren't a good friend, was he? And I know he's going to hear this. And it's funny because he actually asked me to do a podcast recently. Oh, I know your story, da-da-da. Cough.
Is he a podcaster now then?
No, but he asked, obviously he knows how life's been for me. And he did, like, listen, as much as I hate it, he was my best friend. And it's, you know, when something like that happens, you know that it's unforgivable, but I still have a soft spot for him.
It is difficult when something like that happens, whether it's a family member.
He's just a fucking idiot. He's been influenced by a fucking idiot. Do you know what I mean? But it did kill me. It hurt me, that one. It's not even that. It's like I've had a lot of blame for things that I ain't done. And that turns me nuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, a lot of people use my name. Like, if I've done something, even the police No, like, listen, if I've just gone and chinned that fella, I've chinned him for a reason. I'm going to tell you why I chinned him.
Right.
You know, I had the police come a little while back. Like, listen, I'm just trying to be the best dad I can be to my daughter now. Yeah? I've been there, done it, got a T-shirt. I don't even care about the roads. Do you know what I mean? I got to the point where I don't even want to count money no more. It pissed me off. Like, I just hate everything about it. I hate the people in it. You know, this is why it's good now, doing the music. Like, it's something positive. I actually love to do it. And I'm being noticed for that now. Not, don't get me wrong, I had a boxing match a few weeks ago. I don't know if you see it on my thing. But other than that, I haven't really been fighting for the last few years.
So the boxing match I haven't seen, but what was that? Was that where was that?
So that was about a month or two ago down in Bognor Regis. But again, that was shit that was from the street. Like, me and this boy were going to kill each other. Have a watch of it later. It's on my Instagram. But me and the boy were going to kill each other. And, he's a proper little sausage. And he thinks he's a bad boy. And he just kept calling me out. And in the end...
Was he a fighter then, or was he just...
Yeah, listen, I don't think he can fight his way out of a fucking wet paper bag, but he thinks he's hard and he bullies a lot of people. This is the thing. We had conflict because he is a bully,
right?
You know? And he done me dirty. And then obviously when I'm speaking to him, he's getting rude. I'm saying, who you talk to, you little mug? Like, I've seen videos of him tying up kids. I've seen him doing this, that. I'm saying to him, you can't be like this to me.
Right.
Like, this ain't run.
I'll be tying you up, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? But we just got into a lot of back and forth, and it just got to the point where Queensbury were doing a show down in Bognor. He wanted to fight, and I just said, you know what? F it. And I hadn't been in the ring in a long time. I thought I've had enough of him now. I went straight into a fight camp with Hit and Lift. Big up you boys. Yeah, that was the last fight I had.
And what was the result?
Weighed him in.
What, would you knock him out, or?
I dropped him lovely in the first round.
Right.
Lovely. The thing was, he was talking about my mum and that as well. So these are things like, listen, I wouldn't say the things he was saying to my worst enemy. And like I said, I've grown up like that. Like, I don't think he thought, at the time, there was nothing on my page of him seeing me even being a fighter before. Do you know what I mean? So I think, I don't know what he's thinking. All my mates coming down from my area saying, this fella don't know you, does he? I was saying, nah, he's going to get hurt. But fair play, he was tougher than I thought. He got up from a shot no one's ever got up from before.
Right.
We rocked it out. If you're a big enough man to do that, I'm big enough to shake your hand and bury it there, you know?
Is that what he did, though? At the end, he was like, sorry about...
Well, at the end, we both just said, look, this is knives down, gloves up. Do you know what I mean? Like, me and him we were going at it, Terry.
Right.
And where I live is a very traveller community. Yeah, even your way.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot of travellers.
Oh, yeah,
we're a very traveller-populated area.
Well, I don't know if you know, but that's... when I first started boxing was at Palmer Star.
Yeah.
So I got amused with... Les, Blue...
Yeah, Les. Poor little Blue, what just happened, didn't it?
I mean, I was shocked. I actually thought it was Blue because I used to box with Blue.
I sold him a card the day before.
Right. I thought it was him. But, I mean, that's something we should also, say a big respect to Blue Stevens. Yeah. Rest in peace.
I was never close to little Blue, but his dad is a very good friend of mine and I wouldn't wish that on anyone. So, yeah, R.I.P. little Blue. And sorry for your loss, Big Blue.
I mean, it is. I mean, the thing I don't get. I was actually at the Old Bailey the other week.
Yeah.
And the judges have put together a knife crime charity there, and the whole thing is about raising money to help get the kids off the streets and educate them about, if you do this, you can go to jail for a long time.
Yeah.
And for knife crime, I mean, they got those kids as well, by the way, that stabbed Blue. They have got them, right? And
two of them are in remand, one of them come back.
Right. But they're going to get 25 years minimum.
Yeah, why?
Right.
For what?
And that's what these judges were saying. And I said, it's great that you've got that deterrent, but I said, it's getting them to stop fucking carrying knives anyway. Yeah. And the problem now is if you have an altercation with anybody or any issue, you got to assume they're going to fucking pull a blade out.
100%. 100%.
You know what I mean? So the only way to combat that is if you carry a blade.
Yeah,
So there's
100%.
So there's no
1,000,000%.
So there's no
1,000,000%.
So the only way I think they can stop it is if they actually bought in a thing which said if you get caught carrying a knife, you get fucking 10 years.
100%.
And it's not 10 years and you come out in free. It's not 10 years and you get a PlayStation. You go and dig fucking holes. You know, like in America, they chain you up and you dig fucking holes all day.
Yeah.
I think if they give you hard labour and it was
it'd
fucking
be a deterrent, wouldn't it?
People go,
you know what? I don't even know how them people's brain work. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and give it, I'm some killer fucking da-da-da-da. Listen, I've never carried a knife. But I'll always get out and have a fight with anyone. And I'll always make sure I've got a good fair play man. You come with a fair play man and we have a fight. And that's the one thing I do respect about travellers. It's out of hand now with the knives, you know. Little Rich Hardy on my estate, he just got killed for £40. You know, I'm at his funeral. His brother's seen his body stabbed over 100 times, in and out. Like, I don't know how people can be that horrible. Do you know what I'm saying?
That was over £40.
Brother, I'd have given him the £40. Do you know what I'm saying? But it was done like, listen, I ain't ever going back till. Trust me, this is the shit. Like, listen, like I come from the same place as him. Do you know what I mean? Like, these monsters are around us, bro. There's bad people out there. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, for you to physically think, like, over a bit of disrespect, think I'm going to fucking maim someone like that. Listen, I'm sick of it. Do you know what I see? Like, even in music, yeah? Right, and I'll say this because we ain't got onto the music yet. I've always done music and I've always had everyone saying to me, you've got to do it. You're good, like, do it. But I'm not doing music, like, and you got to remember, I come from nothing. So when I'm starting to actually do okay for myself, that's all I care about at that moment in my life. And I've spent 10 years from when I started getting things right to make that happen. Now I'm not doing anything. Now I'm on a different path. Now let's try this. Like, a lot of people comment on my age and this, that. Like, what's age? Age is a number, you know? When I see like rappers now, and again,
you're either good or you ain't, right?
Yeah, exactly that. But do you know what it is? All the people want to hear is the fucking little sausage that's gone to prison.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's true though, isn't it?
It is bollocks,
like this is how fit people are. Like, and I'm not disrespecting you, Mazza, because I like your music, but this is the sort of thing people would do. Oh, Mazza's the bad man. We listen to his music because he done a shooting and got 10 years. What's fucking clever about that? Do you know what I'm saying? What about the people that have come from nothing, actually fucking broke that cycle without falling down to that thing? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that that's the shit kids should be looking up to.
I think the problem with kids now as well is, you know, if they live on the estate, if they come from a broken home, if their influences are looking at Instagram, looking at TikTok,
100%.
Listening to music, looking at people on the estate.
100%. Hence why I'm trying to change my direction of where I'm going with my music now. Because obviously I've done a lot of things on the road. People can't hear my music and say, oh, he's not a real one. People can't hear my music and go, oh, that's bullshit. I guarantee you now, not one rapper in this whole game can be on the same level as what I am. I'll probably take most of their heads off in a one-on-one fight and I'll rap better bars than them. And that's just me. Like,
So what was the first track that you properly did and released? Was that?
So I've dropped music. It's funny because if you actually went into like my old stuff, you can see like tracks on there from when I was like 14, but I'm not going to give you that on here.
Right.
Music's always been a big part of my life. You know, from school days, writing bars, fucking my best friends on my estates. Like, it's just, we loved it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm telling you now, I'm tired. Like, I've tried. And now I feel like it's finally working. And I don't care how late it is for me, you know?
Do you know what, though? People are always looking for the hack or the shortcut. And I think you're living proof, like at 37. Exactly. And that track that you've just done, have you actually got it with a record label or have you just pushed it out?
So, do you know what? It was mad because I've had one of my songs hit 1.5 million And then I've never done it since, like every tune, like, and I'm thinking, oh, this is a banger, I'm putting it out and it's not doing what I thought it would do. Do you know what I mean? That's a
do you know what though? It might not be. The issue now, I think, with music, with podcasts, with content, is you can put something out, you could do a post, right? Yeah. And you get 10,000 views. You don't have a post, you get 100,000 views. Yeah. You go, why? I'm posting at the same time, and the ones that you think are going to blow sometimes don't, right? And it doesn't mean that what it is isn't good. It just means that for whatever reason,
100%,
the algorithm hasn't picked it up, or the people that are following you missed it for whatever reason. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
So I don't think. I mean, we've had guests on here who have been fucking unbelievable guests, and they've done hardly any views, and you sort of think this is 100,000 views episode, right? And it's done 15 or 20 or 30, and you think I don't get it. But I think sometimes it just is how it is.
Yeah, 100%. But the thing is, you'll always know, like, listen, if you put Lee Murray on here now,
you're going to get 1 million views.
1 million views. And the thing is, like, no offence, I watch a lot of these podcasts and I know who's proper and I know who ain't. Do you know what I mean? And there are a lot of people with fairy tales out there. Right. Oi, Brett May, this is for you.
Do you want to fight, Brett?
Oh, do you want to fight, Brett? I'll fight you now. Nah, do you know what it is? That is just a sausage. Right. Listen, I'm not even going to try and get into all your little stupid wars that I see you doing, but...
Yeah, when this comes out, it says Stax says Brett May's a sausage.
Oh, yeah, you can say that. Listen, you can put this as a clip. Brett May, you are a sausage. And if you want to fight, I'll fight you any day of the week, twice on a Sunday. Don't care the weight class. I'll punch you in your big fat belly, brother. But just people like that. You watch them, like, you ain't got no story. You like, you can just tell you're a div. Right. You're an absolute clown. Do you know what I mean? Like... And there's loads of them. I just can't even watch them, you know. I like people that have just, like I said, people that have come from nothing. Like, it's hard to be a good person in this bad world. Do you know what I'm saying? And I just wish, like, a lot of these kids would see that you get more from being a good person than you get from being a bad person. Like, for me, from when I was young, I'm built off every mistake I've ever made. Yeah, so from young, I've run around, I've done a lot of wrongs, do you know? But when you're a kid, it's not too late. When you're a man and you're doing these wrongs, it's too late. You're writ off. Do you know what I'm saying? And like now, like the blessings, which I'm not going to even go into on here because every time you have something good, people want to ruin it. But I'm fucking blessed right now. And do you know what? That's just from being good to good people, showing them that I'm proper, you're proper, and I'm trying to follow the right people in life now. I'm not looking up to what I grew with on the estate. I'm not looking up to fucking Wally's no more. Right. People like me, you got to yourself. You got to see your own environment. You got to break that shit. Do you know what I mean? I've got fucking mates of mine in mental hospitals. I've got friends that are fucking lunatics, lost the plot. You go see them fucking walking up the road, it like addict, fucking just all, man. Everywhere, you know, like. I see someone the other day I went to school with and I just looked at him and I just said, what has happened, mate? What has happened to you? Like, how can, like...
I mean, what would you, you know, if you look back on your life from now, right, is there anything you'd have changed? Or do you think you're happy that you've gone through it to get to where you are now?
Now, this is a hard question. Very hard question. Reason being because I wish none of it happened to me.
Right.
But I do think that's made me the man I am. And I think, listen, I probably see things very differently to the average person.
Right.
You know, like, always got to be 10 steps ahead to even stay alive, Tel. It's not a joke, mate. Like, you know, jealousy is a very bad thing. And when you start winning in the environment I come from, people want to do that, you know? I've got a big scar here on my head. I can finish boxing one night. I got home. And this is that divvy again. Got home, getting 3 balaclava boys done me on my doorstep, hammer over the head, cattle prod here. Just another attempt on my life. And again, I got out of that one, fucking luckily. Tell you what really changed me, and you know the fellas, but I just had my daughter, and I had a little Mini Cooper S at the time, and I had my daughter's car seat in the back of it. I'd gone to Reading. We'd picked up a little or whatever, a little bit. Come back. We had a car.
Some Percy.
Yeah, just some Percy. So I was following it back, whatever. And, the day before. So I'm driving into Farnborough and I see one of my old mates from a child walking up the road. I pulled up to him. I said, "You all right, mate?" I said, "Do you want a lift?" And he looked at me and he went, no, I've got to keep it moving. But I could see he was buzzing on drugs, yeah? So I was like, all right, cool. I've gone to drive off and because we're in Farnborough, we're in an area where I know everyone. Obviously, all Glenn's little cousins and that have all run out of the road. They come up to my car, they're going, "Oh, he's just robbed Little Man, he's just robbed Little Man." So I'm like, what? I'm not getting involved, but I know him and I know you lot and I don't even want to see this. So I pulled up my car and the fella who's robbed the other boy, he's gone and stood under the camera in the co-op door. So he's standing there and I went, "Look, mate," I'm not going to say his name. I went, "I'm not going to tell you what to do." I said, "But he's all right." I said, "Just give him his shit back." This is when it was all MCAT and that going around. Right. It's everyone. And he was going, no, this is bullying. I said, "Look, they're all going to weigh you in." Yeah, I said, "Do you want to give it back?" I said, "I ain't going to ask you again." He went, "Nah." So I just got in my car and I drove off. Anyway, yeah, next day I've gone to Reading. Coming back, my mate's got something in the motor in front, driving. I've driven past the same place where this happened the day before. I've just heard, "Nikolai." So I stopped, looked out my window. Next minute, I've fucking got these lot. They ain't even slept from the night before. Yeah, this was nothing to do with me, tell. The fellas have skidded up next to me in a Beamer, all waving poles and all that. But I'd always fight these boys. Anyway, like these they were people that I'd look at, they'd do 6 months on roids, terrorise the area, right. Boom, boom, boom. Just have your fight with them, they leave you alone. But obviously they were getting worse as it was going. Like they started stabbing people up, started doing all this, that. Anyway, yeah, I've jumped out my Mini. I went, what? Bang, straight into my car. My car's rolling down the hill with my fucking passenger in it, yeah? And obviously I'm chasing it. Jumped in, now I'm trying to pull the seatbelt out, but when you're having crashes, it won't come out.
Yeah.
So now I've took the left, Mayfield Road this is, and I promise you now, the copper said to me, he said, in all my years as a police officer, he said, I ain't ever seen nothing like that, yeah? Right? So I've jumped in the car, driving, my car, this Beamer's just battering me the whole way. Bang, bang. Like I'm getting up close to a car, like I'm trying to get away, and then I'm realising I've got to pull back, and then I just, boom. Like. But if my daughter was in that car, she would have been dead. And that was a very hard, I'd say that had a big change in my life because I just thought, you know what? Like that was meant to be my mate. Again, so I've had the one do that when I come out of jail, fucking makeup artist, this, that, the other. Friends, mate. This is what they do, especially in the streets. You can't even, do you know what's so nice now? I have friends that aren't even on the street.
Right.
Do you know what? Like the difference you feel around being people like that is just so fucking, you couldn't make it up. And that's what I need in my life because motherfuckers like that will turn you crazy. You can't trust them. The minute your back turns, it's happening. I pulled up to give my mate a lift. Now I've just nearly been killed over it.
Wow.
You fucking mental. Yeah, I'm telling you now, they nearly killed me, brother.
What was that over though?
Right,
so because they thought that you was...
No, so just from being the day before, they had gone back, tooled up to the flat. Do you remember I said they come running out the road? They've gone back to that flat to go and get them. But I've just driven past right in as it's happening. Right. Yeah? Now, I promise you, I've got to the end of this road, and because there was cars waiting at the junction, I've gone on the other side, which is where cars pull in. I just had to brace myself, mate. We're getting it. Bang! Turned the car wheel, smashed through a lamppost, jumped out of the car. I was going to fight the fella. He's launched a bottle, bang, cracked me. Look, you see it there? Right. Straight in my head. And I had to tow it off. Now I've got my fucking car sat down the BP. Right. Luckily it weren't that one. And I've literally ran. But these boys were going to do Glenn's cousins.
Right.
Right? They'll watch this, and this is facts. It's true stories, yeah? But for me, it was just like, what the how's this happened? You know? I've run all the way to Glenn's auntie's house, yeah? Run there. I've jumped over the thing. I said, oh my God, they've just tried to kill me. I'm saying, brother, look, they've just tried to kill me down the road. And they're looking for you boys. They're trying to kill you, not me. Yeah? And I've rung my brother. I said, look, I said, I've just been fucking off the road. I said, my car's down the BP. I've left the keys and that in it. I said, I need you to go down there. So my brother's gone down there. He's ringing me. He said, oh, look, the police are saying, because it's a serious RTA, they need to speak to you. I said, I ain't fucking coming down there. I said, they'll just fucking nick me like they always do. My brother's going, no, they're saying they won't. I said, what, and you believe them? He's like, mate, I'm telling you, they're telling me now, just because it's a serious RTA, you got to come and speak to them. I'm saying, bruv, I don't know about this. I said, put the copper on the phone. He's gone down. I said, what, if I come down there, I ain't getting nicked now? No, we just need to check you because you, I said, but I'm all right. I can tell you that on the phone. No, look, but mate, I got down there straight away, cuffed me. Yeah, dirty mate. Nicked me, right? But then do you know what was even madder about this situation? So they've nicked me, took me to Aldershot police station. I've gone in there, I've done a no comment interview. These boys, these gangsters, he was shooting at our car, blah, blah, blah. And this is the streets for you, Terry. That is the streets for you. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, and these are the new school gangsters you've got. Do you understand? Like what, you've just violated me like that. Like I deserve to kill you for what you've just done. I've gone in here, I've done no comment interview. You've all been caught with tooled up to the max, knives, fucking bats the lot. And you're writing statements on me. And do you know what? It was lucky, yeah, because I'm telling you now, I was that shook up. I just wanted to go home and see my daughter, yeah, because I had such a guilt trip in my thing and I just thought, thank God my daughter was not in that car. Thank God. Because I'm telling you now, you have to see this to believe how bad it was. My daughter would have been dead, no doubt about it. And they done that. And I just thought, rats, mate. You know, like, listen, you know now, they try and want to be friends with me now.
Right.
Like, mate, ever see you? Hello, how you doing? Like,
Stax, can we be in your music video? Let me think about that. No.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And this is the sad thing. Like, that's life in the council estate, mate. Listen, and there's a million other kids out there that are going through it now. I'm lucky, I'm blessed. I've got myself around good people. I'm working on myself a lot as a person. Like I said, as much as I'm talking about all this street shit now, I'm not speaking about it, trying to glamorize it. I'm not trying to pass the wrong message on to fucking children. Because listen, if you've got a good life, just live a good life. Like I see kids that have got good parents, and because they see the boys with their phones ringing or this, that, like, do you know what I'd do just to have a mum ring me up and cook me a dinner? Or just say, come home. Like, and people don't understand that. Do you know what I'm saying? And as much as I'm talking about it, this has been a reality for me. Like, I have been stuck on the streets my whole fucking life. Yeah, I've done adverts and I've done whatever in the early end. Listen, I got thrown out at 14 and I've never been at home since, you know? My daughter's 12 now. Would she ever have to, you know, been dealt some unfair cards and I've done what I had to do to survive. And wish it didn't happen, but it did. And I'd definitely say I can look at life in a perspective where a lot of people can't. And definitely say it's made me a better person. Because I'm not a fool. Do you know what I mean? Like, a fool is someone who does that, comes out of jail, does that, comes out of jail, does that. Like, you are a fool. Do you know?
Well, I think that's the problem. You know, people, especially now, like we were talking about the youth, when they're getting arrested or going to jail for long periods of time, they actually think it's a badge of honour.
Yeah.
And they're actually like, when I come out, and it's like when you come out, no one fucking know who you are.
Terry,
that's the
mate,
reality.
Terry, do you know this? That there is exactly it. That is the reality of it. And nothing's going to change the way they see things, mate. Nothing. Look at Blue. Like, listen, where we're from, yeah, it's not postcode wars. Never has been, right? It's unheard of. You go up into London, you got these, like, it's a whole different thing. I wouldn't even want to live like that. Me, can you imagine having to live in some of these places? We've got it good where we're from. Where we're from's a very, a lot of people like to make money around our area. And I'd say that's where the big boys are.
But also a lot of the people, like, you know, everybody knows everybody.
Exactly.
And, you know, it's that sort of thing where I've always felt like, you know, you have a network of people who will look after you and you'll look after them, and it's like a family. I know it sounds, you know, but it is.
That's true.
Family.
Once you got that respect, you're respected. Like, you know, you're a face in our area. You ain't got to, like, you know, but if you go and rob someone in box San tomorrow, then there's going to be issues, and that's how it is. Do you know what I mean? That's how it is. So, thankfully for me, I made a lot of them mistakes as a kid, and I've had to deal with the consequences from that. You know?
Yeah.
Me, I got PTSD to the max, mate. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm normal when I'm like
I've got it as well for hanging around with Jeremy.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, mate. I'm not surprised.
He used to work with me on the dorm. We used to have some fun.
Mate, I've walked through Brighton with him, and every single radio we walked past, Jeremy Bailey, dreadlocks, bum, 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 bum. Like, he's obviously, again, that's just all that Lee Murray shit, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, he had, I mean, that period of time, I mean, it was the gym, it was really, that all the sort of UFC stuff really begun then. You know, like, I know it was cage rage and it was MMA and it was whatever you want to call it.
He's actually a nice fella.
He's a great guy.
When you know him, like, he is brand new, isn't it? Yeah. But you know what the problem is? When you do fighting and you do these things, like, listen, the best men are fighters. Like, we all have a soft side, do you know what I mean? It's when you're being to everyone, then it's a different thing, do you know what I mean? Like, listen, I used to carry that around with me, you know? I'm sure people are going to get in the comments and say, oh, this used to be, because there has been a point in my life where I've just been a little bastard. Do you know what I mean? Angry at the world. You couldn't show me nothing. You know?
Give us some little bastard moments then. You must have a couple.
It's a podcast, not studio.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, music's always been my release for that. You know, until today, I've never really spoke on certain things.
Well, no, it's good to have you on the show, and it's good to have you talking about your journey, about your experience. I don't think there's many people who've had a life like what you've had and been through what you've been through and still come out the other side. You know what I mean? So
that's it. Listen, I still struggle, mate. Do you know what I mean? Every day I have to fucking wake up and pull my socks up. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of times I feel weak. You know, I'm grateful I've got the woman I've got in my life right now. Grateful I'm seeing my daughter, you know. Because that's all you need.
Yeah.
That's all you need. Everyone gets too carried away with the things that don't matter. Don't get me wrong, everyone needs money, but like I said, there's better ways. And
there's a song coming on here.
Yeah.
All you need is love.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da,
literally. No, but that's why it's important to listen, judge a man, look at his ass, look at his kids, innit?
Yeah.
And it'll tell you a lot. And, you know, even till now, like, I came out of jail. My brother had a fight. I ended up getting recalled for that. Just on a mention of my name, Terry. Yeah, so imagine I've just got out. Yeah?
Mind your own business.
I've just got out minding my business. I said, do you know what? I'm glad that I just had that little bird, because I thought, do you know what? I ain't like them. Not that I'm shook of jail, because I'm not. I'll go in jail. Me ask Jeremy how many fights I had in jail. Jeremy had to come onto my wing and get them to let him in my cell to say, please, Stax, please. Like, listen, don't come up to me on no badness. I don't give a fuck who you are. I'll just chin you. Do you know what I mean? Like, I had that thing in me when I was in there, like, even Jeremy, if someone gives it to you, I give it to him, but I think I was giving it to him a bit.
You took it too much, too far.
Yeah, but I just didn't like all that. Don't start coming and try and bully me for a fucking pack of noodles, do you know what I mean? And the thing is, like, until I whack a lot of people, they don't know how I can handle myself, because I can fight. Right. You know, I'm not a stabber, I'm not a shooter. I'll touch my daughter, I'll shoot her, and I'll get a gun in one phone call, but I'm not like that, you know? Other than that, I'm just a fair man. I'll have a fight. If you beat me, I'll shake your hand. If I beat you, I'll shake your hand. You know, I'm not horrible like that. You know, and it would take an awful lot for me to be horrible. But, so I come out of jail, got recalled, and that was something I didn't even do. Do you know what I mean? My brother hit someone, I got my name mentioned, and that was it. I was back in there. And then I had my daughter, and then next minute, having a fight for my daughter. Like, I've gone through the whole court process for my daughter. I've done every meeting I've had to do. I've had to prove myself. You know, listen, like, even back then when my kid's mum would say what she said about me, I knew she weren't wrong. No. Do you know, like, when she's trying to run you down with certain things, I think, oh no. But at the same time, like, you don't know what it's like for me. Do you know what I mean? I can know that's right and wrong. Like, I know that, but I'm not in a position to not completely not do wrong yet. Do you know what I'm saying? It's
still got 3 years to your 40.
Oi, what is it on Essex, boys? We got 10 summers left.
10 summers left.
But no, do you know what? The last few years for me now, I wouldn't say a lot, but I feel proud of myself. Like I've come a very long way.
And what are your, you must have like plans or goals or things that you want to do over the next few years. So what
Well,
are
between me and you, I'm not going to say too much, but I've just had a multi-millionaire give me something.
Right.
Which that's just about being a good person. Stay out of trouble. Go do that. Like my music's good. Like my music's doing good. I'm getting good money from streams, and I've had quite a few bookings for shows over the next month. And that's just the path that I'm focusing on, really. Like with them few things, I don't need to worry about anything else. Get that done. That's going to set me up for life, and stay doing what I do, music. You know, I don't give a fuck about people that want to talk about my age. This is my feelings. This is my story, and I'm going to show you that a man my age can do it.
Right. I don't think it matters. As I said earlier, I think it's all about the music. If it's good, I mean, look at fucking Mick Jagger. Look at
exactly.
He's like,
no, but it's funny.
He's still singing.
Yeah, but it's funny with music like that. People don't seem to do it, but when you're rapping or stuff like that, you know, it's a different thing, and I understand it. Listen, they're not wrong in saying that. I feel an idiot sometimes, but it's.
Maybe you should call yourself Daddy Stax.
No, it wouldn't take long. No, but everyone's got a different story, and everyone's timing's different, innit? So
yeah,
100%. I'm just like now. I've just had my first bite now with that last song that I've had. Me, I put up a video. Woke up, I had something like 100,000 likes, 1,000. Like I'd never seen that.
Mad.
I rang my mate. I said, "I think it's just happened, brother. Like got a thing." And in the last 3 weeks, I had like 3.5 million, all on a thing. You know. Everywhere I'm going, people stopping me. Oh, you're that one off TikTok. You're the one that done that thing. And I feel like
it's the power. I mean, it's so powerful now.
Crazy.
If you hit something right, it's great. It's unbelievable.
Well, that's it. It's what I do from here now. So, yeah, that's it really.
Well, Stax, I'm really happy that you're on that path.
Thank you.
And I'm really excited to see what the future holds for Stax, Daddy Stax.
Gangster acting career with you.
You didn't think of calling yourself MC Harry, though.
See the bullying already. Lucky I like
No, I just had to get that in there because, but I take it that now all those people that you've had like that, I bet they've all now come around now, and it's all like, oh, you know, because
the respect's there now.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Respect's there now. Listen, it's took me years of it. Listen, like I said, I'm not a bad mind person. Like, listen, if someone rubs me up the wrong way, or I think this got to be dealt with, believe you and me, I've got fucking 100 numbers in my phone.
Right.
I can just get you patterned. It's all on you how much you piss me or how bad it is what you've done.
Yeah.
More time, like I'm fair, you know. Like if two men have a disagreement, let's have a fucking fight. Traveller rules, best man wins, shake hands.
Right.
Everyone lives to see another day. All this shit going on now. You know, my little nephew's mate got in the car the other day, and he's sitting behind me. And I swear to God, you can make out. I said, listen, you ain't got nothing. I got out the car. I said, stand up a minute. I said, you ain't got nothing on you. There was a big one in the waist. I said, I'll hold that in the front. You can have it back when you get out of the car. Do you know what I mean? But they're all like that. It's a bad old thing, mate. Bad old times right now.
Well, let's hope that I don't think Sadiq Khan or Sakir Starmer are going to do anything about it. Right. But let's hope they do, because it's definitely an issue that needs fixing.
100%. 100%.
And you know that, you know, I'm aware of a knife crime. I've seen someone stabbed to death before, but actually seeing someone you know that it's happened to, their kid, do you know what I mean? That's like your, you know, family, really, right? It is bad.
I couldn't even imagine.
And if he was walking through fucking Hackney or Brixton or Tottenham with a kettle, and you kind of get it, but he was in Knightsbridge coming out of Nazareth, do you know what I mean? So you sort of think you're in the...
Do you know what? It's not really my place to speak on anything, but obviously all I know from in the area was it a random attack or was it a targeted attack? I don't know. I'm not gonna comment any more of that, because obviously
I think we're gonna obviously find out.
Yeah, of course. But I'd think for that to be a random one and not take the watch.
Thing is, though,
that baffled me. Why are you gonna stab someone straight in the heart and then know that because you know you're killing someone, and don't you? Why are you not gonna take the watch?
Do you know, so somebody told me, and again, it could be just fucking bollocks, right? Because you know, there's a lot of people talk about things and say they know what happened and you know, whatever. But someone said that they went past on a moped, saw him walking down the road with a watch. Obviously, it's warm, so you got a t-shirt on. Yeah. Pulled over, went up to him, give me the watch. He's gone crack, and then the other one's gone like that.
Oh, hell.
And then obviously once you've done that and you see that they're fucking dying,
yeah,
you don't go, hang on a minute, let me just get the watch.
Well,
you're on your toes.
No, but what I'm saying though is you do that, but realistically you would, wouldn't you? If that's what you've done it for, you'd be fucking stupid not to.
Yeah, I mean the problem now, if you're anywhere in this country, you're on CCTV. There's the ANPR.
It's crazy. But Terry, people know this. People know this. Listen, mate, that's another thing. When I went to prison and they cell-sighted my phones, when me and Jeremy got nicked and that, they had me from leaving my house to meeting Jeremy to driving 300 miles in a car.
But that's what I mean. When you know what the technology, if they don't get you on the DNA, they get you on the phone. If they get you on the phone, they get you on your number plate.
Crime is dead, mate. But,
that's what I mean.
But these lot don't get it. They're just on a gang thing, thinking their silly little balaclava is going to fucking keep them hidden. Don't get me wrong, things do go unsolved, but very rarely.
But I hope it was a random attack. But who knows? I mean,
sorry for his dad, man. It's fucking out of all.
No, it's yeah. I mean, it must be heartbreaking for the family, and obviously he's left 2 kids behind and a wife. You know, which is even worse.
Yeah, sad.
Yeah, no. So thanks for coming on the show, Stax. It was amazing hearing your story. And I wish you all the best for the future, brother.
Thank you very much.
Quite nice one, mate.
Good to see you.
You too. I'll see you Saturday.
Come on.
Thanks so much for tuning into the Criminal Connection podcast. Stax, what an amazing guest. What a crazy story. What an emotional roller coaster he's been on. But it's so good to see he's gone from there to there to there. And now he's going up there. So, if you haven't followed him, make sure you follow him on social media. You'll love his music. And make sure you press that like and subscribe button because we need your help, because we grow our channel and we get amazing guests like Stax on every week. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the other side.